in Israel. A number of government ministry websites, Israeli government ministry websites, were shut down this morning as pro-Palestinian hackers seem to be acting on a threat to launch a cyber attack on Israel on this date, April 7th. Dr. Tal Pavel is an expert on Internet in the Middle East and Islamic world.
They do not represent a breach or penetration into those websites. It's like creating a traffic jam outside of those websites.
Meaning that you don't get in right away, but if you wait long enough, eventually you can get onto the website. It's not as though damage has actually been done to the website.
Yes, so the damage to those websites is perhaps a bit psychological damage or damage of reputation. But it's very important to indicate that attack against this website of Ministry of Education does not indicate an ability to penetrate into those websites and, of course, not to the infrastructure of those computer systems.
Interesting that they chose, among others, the education ministry, let's say, as opposed to, I would imagine they would have gone after military websites, or perhaps that's more difficult to do.
They try to find targets all over before the April the 7th. Lots of .gov.il list were published with all kinds of IP and addresses of most of the governmental websites. So the fact that the Ministry of Education went down due to this attack is not that they choose only this website.
And who is, Tal, if I could just ask you, who is responsible? I know there's a group out there called Anonymous. Who is responsible?
Yes. So I will say that Anonymous is not a group. I'll say that it's kind of phenomenon, internet phenomenon. It's kind of gathering of a lot of individual hackers and hacking group all over the world. Of course, that we find a lot of them from the Middle East and Islamic world, but it's a gathering of individuals and some groups around the world. And
individuals and groups with particular objectives. In other words, this attack has to do with being pro-Palestinian or what?
Yes, with particular objective to hit Israel's online presence, to damage and to have the ability to breach into websites, to leak information, to leak username and passwords, to leak emails, to shut down websites, to create a damage to the online presence of Israel as much as they can. But it's very important to know that I think the damage is more communication and psychological damage rather than a physical one. And
what about we individuals? Should we be concerned?
Well, I think that the notification and the warning for all of us to pay attention is important to take care and to handle all the year long, and not only on April the 7th, because it's important to know that all those breaching and all those leaks that they now publish, and yesterday there was a responsibility claim to breach into the Export Gov.il, the Institute of Export of Israel. Definitely it was not leaked yesterday or the day before, but it's an operation that they have the ability to gather those information due to a breach, perhaps several weeks ago. And I know from several cases, several operations like this in the past, that collecting the information, collecting the breaches, collecting the leaks, it takes a lot of times, and they do it during weeks. So the instructions to the Israeli internet users to take care and to be careful in the online activity is very useful, but it's useful for whole year long, and not only today.
Dr. Tal Pavel is an expert on Internet in the Middle East and the Islamic world. On the Tel Aviv stock market, share prices were dropping this morning. The Tel Aviv 25 index was off.